The darkness of a cave is what we find, where we find the twins. Though they look much younger than we know them. Surrounded by different war mages that you grew up with, and a lone, silent figure off in another room looking towards this open tunnel before finally walking back into that room and closing the door. You find yourself again surrounded by people that have taught you, Roila, magic and your fighting style, everything that you know to protect your sister. You have a brief moment as you follow in Hayden's footsteps, going towards the only tunnel that connects you to the other faction of the cult that you have grown up in. Is there anything that you two do?
I think that Ilora has her prayer cloth, which is just a regular piece of cloth that was once soaked in blessed water, that she has embroidered, hand-stitched, a bunch of different prayers to Soul in, and kind of running her fingers over that, almost like Braille, trying to kind of self-soothe in this moment, as she kind of is darting nervous glances over to Roila, waiting to kind of know what's going on here.
And I think Roila, at this point in his life, this is in his phase of just pure emptiness. So his eyes are very much more sunken than they've ever been, and just bags underneath them. And is just kind of hyper-focused. But still, there's this tinge of nervousness. His hands are kind of shaking.
As you're following Hayden down this tunnel, he leads you to the doorway, to the final protection between these factions. This magically locked door. As you stand there, he just looks to you and sees. He just puts a hand on your bicep and just... You can do this. This is necessary. Something that we all need. And then he looks over to Ilora. Gives you a nod. And then turns around, opening the door. You see this flash of magic, and the door creaks open to a dark tunnel. At the sound of that creaking, you hear another, slightly echoing off of this small tunnel that then reveals this dark, flickering red light as you see sconces ahead, about 50 feet away, and guards.
Ilora kind of tugs her shawl closer around her, kind of pulling her wings in closer, and double checks the medical supplies, and looks over to Roila and goes, well, no sense in lingering. Shall we?
All right, let's get going.
Roila, do we still have our telepathic connection at this point, or has it already been cut off?
That was severed the day, so maybe.
Yes, of course it was. I do think that I am playing in my mind what I think you would be thinking as another self-soothing tactic. Having the absence of a twin from my brain has not been good in a cave for me where everyone's dying around us. So I think even now she's thinking in Roila's voice things that he said a bunch of times, like stay close, don't get too excited, don't show them anything they don't need to see, just reminders that he's given her before.
Okay. And you take that first fateful step. You look back and see Hayden giving one last look before closing the door and locking it. You see this flash of blue magic again across the tunnel. You are meant to speak with their faction leader. Some sort of truce, hopefully. As you silently walk through what feels like an infinite tunnel, you get closer and closer to the end as guards move out of your way, staring you down. You know that this is the group that split from yours because they felt that the prophecy failed them. So you being sent in this negotiation, you can't help but wonder what they're thinking. But as they move out of the way, a lone human man, Roila, you would know this person as Diego, steps forward, looking up at each of you. Follow me. You follow this person as they take you down tunnel after tunnel into large chambers, then smaller ones, then back into other tunnels. If you hadn't lived here your entire life, this would be... you would be completely lost, as was the intent of this placement, this home. After a minute or so, Roila. You see Diego looks over his shoulder towards you and just says, "Are you actually here for a truce?"
I've got the supplies to prove our intention. This can't keep going on. None of this.
Well, I hope you two have something up your sleeve, because Lidu does not want anything to do with Asher.
I'm well aware. To be frank, neither do we most of the time. But we're losing more and more to Blighters. And divided, none of us can find a way out of this, have any hope of survival. But I agree, things do need to change, and they can't go back to the way they were.
Surprised to hear you say that. Roila, as he's talking, you pass between a smaller junction, one leading towards the exit tunnel that you know is on the other side. You see this heavily fortified, almost like a cave-in, with rocks set on both sides of this wider tunnel, and then at the center, this large wooden panel that it looks like a door had been fashioned into, but is now completely stopped by this large piece of wood that's put down, and then rocks surrounding the bottom of it, keeping whatever is on the outside. To your left, you see the storage room. But there's a closed door and 2 guards just outside of it, as if they know that they're letting the enemy into their midst. But you take this in, and after just another couple turns, you finally arrive at the meeting place. This small, cozy room that few candles are lit on the table, sconces on the walls, 2 chairs on one side of a table and 1 lone chair on the other. Diego opens the door, looks to each of you and says, well, hopefully Lidu feels the same way. She'll be here soon.
As we walk past, I think just out of courtesy and habit, Ilora goes, "Thank you."
You see he almost says something, but stay silent as you enter, and he closes the door behind you.
You can handle these negotiations.
Me? You heard Hayden. I'll make it worse. I don't know what to say.
You just need to keep them talking for long enough.
Are we supposed to be negotiating a truce?
There is no truce that's going to be coming. You know it and I know it. They'll pick at each other. And then the Blighters will pick apart the 3rd faction. They're already angry about being forced to go out on scouting missions, while they choose to hold our resources. And then there are those who will blindly follow Asher to the ends of the earth. It is a recipe for disaster. There's only one way out of this.
Keeping them talking?
Yes.
I really wish I could still read your mind sometimes, but I'll do my best.
Not for this. No, you don't. As Roila stands up and begins to walk out of the meeting room.
I'm gonna stay with all of the, at least the medical supplies I brought. I'm not sure if, Roila, are you taking yours with you as well, or are you leaving both of them here?
Leaving both of them.
Okay. Yeah.
You step outside of the meeting room. Are you trying to do this stealthily?
I'm gonna go find Diego.
Okay. Well, it's very quick. He's very close by. It seems like he's keeping a small distance. Just whenever Lidu arrives, they can enter in immediately. So as you exit out, you see Diego, who's leaning against the wall, stands up.
Boy, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Kind of leans up against the wall as well. So how do you think this is going to go?
You said something.
Yeah.
He looks over your shoulder towards the door and back at you. Do you not believe in the nursery rhyme that they try to teach us, indoctrinate us with? Are you saying you don't believe Asher?
I say that my duty is to my sister. And making sure that she survives, no matter what.
I wouldn't have guessed it. I would have put money against you two turning on them.
I haven't told Ilora, but I'm a fighter, I'm a combatant. I know the winning side when I see one.
So
I say we let them. I say we let them attempt a negotiation, but let's be realistic and pragmatic.
Oh, so you're not in on this?
That is her specialty. I am not the I'm not the charming one of the group.
Well, she's going to be talking to Lidu, so
yeah.
You just might not want to be too far.
Yeah.
That's all.
But you mind if I take a look around? I mean, or if you guide me.
Go ahead and do a presence roll.
Yeah, boy.
Yo, boy.
That's 2 3s for a crit. That's my twin.
He just looks at you with that same had you not said the things that you were saying before, maybe I wouldn't say yes, but fine. Is there a place in particular that you want to go to?
I just armory, supplies. I want to actually gauge what we're capable of here. And I'm not in the negotiation room, so I can't use whatever I see against anyone, all right?
Yeah.
I just want to get a realistic expectation of what's going on here.
Okay. All right. Why don't go get the medical supplies.
All right.
You walk inside, and Meadow. Nope. Ilora. You see the door opening, and your heart stops for a second, thinking that Lidu is about to enter, and then it's your brother.
Oh.
Is he?
Hi.
Putting these away.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Any sign of them up there?
You'll know. And he closes the door.
Right. All right. Don't pace. Don't panic. It's fine. You're fine. This is why they sent you in here. You agreed. So you have to. It'll be fine. And no one cares. It's fine. It'll be a truce. It's going to be peace. It's going to be fine. And she's just kind of muttering to herself.
We follow Roila and Diego leaving as the figures of them fade into the darkness. The door opens, and you see this this muscular woman that has light brown skin and black hair that's put into a bun at the top of her head with shaved sides and a scar that goes down the side of her face, going through her eyebrow, down all the way to the bottom of her neck. She walks in.
Hello.
I was
Ilora?
expecting two of you. Why is there only one?
We're twins, we get that a lot. The supplies that we bought, the medical supplies, we're taking them. Sorry, Roila's being escorted to put the supplies away that we brought for this truce. We heard you needed medical supplies, or...
All right. No, that's totally fine. I'll just have to speak with Diego after this. But...
Hello.
Hello. So, they weren't lying. They actually sent the twins over to our little neck of the woods.
Why wouldn't they?
Takes a seat, puts her feet up onto the table.
I stay standing, and it's not for intimidating purposes. Like, she was nervously pacing before she walked in, so she's just like stock still standing.
Well, to be blunt, I didn't think that they were going to send their card up their sleeve so early. I thought that they would hold you there until gods know how long, until the world finally dies from this blighter infection that we have outside. But they decided to strong-arm us in the very beginning. But by bringing medical supplies, no less. Huh. Well. Why don't we start then? How can the traditionalists give us any aid?
It depends. What is it that you need? We would love to foster a more symbiotic relationship if you're amenable.
When we took this part of the cave, when we secured the resources, there was hardly anything that we needed. This was it. We have enough resources to last us 2 years. Granted, the medical side of things, well, that was more your thing. We don't have very many trained medics on this side of the cave, so those medical supplies will come in handy.
Good. I'm very glad to hear it. I want to scan her for any wounds or cuts or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and I would do an instinct check.
Okie dokie. I am scared of her. Okay, that's a 12 and a 2, so it's a 16 with fear.
Okay. I would say you are able to see there are definitely some cuts and bruises that she seems to be trying to hide from you.
I see.
One specific cut you can see is like one that's on her chest that goes underneath her clothing, and you could see her fiddling with her clothing just to make sure that it's not seen.
Okay. I will then take a seat at the table, and instead of it being directly across from her, I will sit adjacent to her, right next to her.
Okay.
And I'm massive. I would like to cross my legs under the table, which I think my knee kind of jostles the table and like wobbles it a bit. But as I do, my foot grazes her ankle, and I'm going to use that if I can to cast Mending Touch. I want to heal her in this moment, so she stops being so cynical.
Okay. Yeah. You send this pulse of healing magic into Lidu, and she, as the table jostles, her feet on the table and falls forward. You touch her ankle, and you just see the shirt moves a little, revealing that cut that you then see closing up.
And as that happens, I say, we don't need to believe the same things to benefit from the same resources.
Go ahead and do a presence roll. I'll give you advantage because you brought in the healing magic.
Okay, so I'm going to re-roll the 5 because the other one's an 11. Nope, keeping the 5. Ooh, keeping the 5. That is an 18 with hope. Yay!
With hope, okay.
Because I just had to spend a couple to heal her, so I'm going to get one of those back. Okay.
She sits up. I forgot how good at this you are. It's been too long. Listen, we don't need to believe in the same thing. But this is what we really do need. This truce, this teaming up, it's never going to work as long as she is your leader. You know that once you come here, once you begin to integrate yourself again with our community, once everything settles, I want you to look at me and tell me that I'm wrong. Asher will try to take it from us.
Do I think that she's wrong?
No.
Yeah.
She's 100% right. You've seen her kill Some and do other just atrocious things to one, keep you here, and two, keep people in line with the belief.
Indeed. So then those are your terms. You will truce with us if Asher is gone.
Without that, there is only one way that this is going to end.
But if Asher is no longer with us, will we revisit this conversation?
I'm surprised you're the one to bring this up. Yes, absolutely. If there is anything that you can do, any promises you can make, yes.
I stand and I put my hand out for a handshake. And I say, then it seems we have an understanding between us.
It seems we do. She puts out a hand and shakes yours. This very small hand compared to yours.
Yeah. I will say, good. Then I imagine you are aware that there's not much I cannot do. If that's just the only problem, be open with me now. What's wrong here? You say you have resources. You say you have 2 years. It's bleak down here, Lidu. There is something else, isn't there?
Go ahead and do one more presence roll.
Yeah! Giddy up! Okay, wait. Oh, that's a 6, not a 9. Okay, so a 6 and an 8 is 14 plus... It's a 16. With, hope.
With hope. Everything's fine here. And if there was anything wrong, I wouldn't be telling you just yet.
Well, then I'm quite content that you and your faction at least have a semi-competent leader ahead of them.
Meanwhile, just as Lidu was walking down one side of the cave, we follow Diego and Roila towards the storage room, where you find 2 guards standing out front, and Diego, bringing you over, says, "It's all right. We got medical supplies." They look confused. It's fine. Listen. They're just as trapped as we are. Okay? We've already talked to Lidu. We're fine. Don't worry.
You're more than welcome to follow me if that makes you 2 more comfortable.
They look at each other, look back at Diego, then back at you. Just be quick. Diego walks in, leaving the door open. Yeah, so, this is where we put medical supplies. And you look over and you see this not barren shelf, but it's the scraps that were left over during this the split between the factions. Ilora and some of the war mages were able to gather most of the medical supplies and some of the food and weapons in order to move deeper into the caves. And that left bandages and terrible wraps that were abandoned. So it's a sad sight to see this gathering of medical supplies.
All right, and so what are you all drinking down here?
We have the the rainwater, that the filtration system that we have. We were able to keep that from the blighters.
And then, are you storing your food in barrels?
Yeah. That's about all we can do.
And then I guess Roila goes over and checks it and see, just like...
There's a lot of salted meats, stale bread, things that are meant to last a while. And...
Well, at least it's dry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. And what about the cave-ins?
I'm expecting you're talking about the one that we walked by. Yeah.
This part of the cabin isn't stable, is it?
No. The opposite. We had to break down some of the cave in order to keep the blighters from getting in. Anybody out there is as good as dead. Scavengers, anybody that was left over.
I think in that moment, as they're saying this, Roila is going to cast Prestidigitation to make it sound as if in a corner, water is rushing in. Do you hear that? You hear that?
Where are you putting it? In this four-cornered room.
In this four-cornered room, if the food's over in one area, I assume the place where they're collecting the rainwater will be in an opposite area to keep the food and the water separate. He's gonna make it sound like within the walls, there's like this rustling on one side.
He runs over towards the water and tries to look through the barrels.
Hold on. Guards!
You see two of them come in. Their weapons are facing you for a moment, but then they quickly put them down when they see that Diego's on the other side. What happened?
Do you hear that? I think you have another cave incoming from the rainwater you've been collecting. Hold on. And then Roila's gonna go to one wall. We have to find where it's coming from. If I have enough time, I should be able to freeze the water. Come on. With search. Try to find it. Try to find where it's coming from.
You go to the rainwater. We'll... Shit.
And as they begin to
the other guard. Go ahead.
As they begin to fan out, Roila takes a step back, claps his hands together, and makes a ball of fire and throws it at the food, and then closes the door.
Okay. This ball of fire rockets out of your hand. And as you're closing the door, you just see this fire erupting on one side of the building or of this room, reflecting that light off of the eyes of these guards that are just looking in anger towards you, towards themselves. This of fire erupts in this room. You close the door behind and you just hear ah!
I'm sorry. There's no other way.
No.
I'm sorry. There's no other way.
You can't do this! As you begin to hear the popping and sizzling.
And as that happens, I take a step back and then I summon an ice spike to barricade the door shut.
And the of the door goes silent underneath the foot-thick ice covering this door.
Immediately begins rushing back to the meeting room and waits
You begin to hear
for Ilora to step out.
guards rushing by as you finally make your place just back outside of the door.
Are people running? What's
I'm
happening?
not sure. I'm not sure what's going on.
Lidu?
There's... Ooh, okay. I'm gonna roll my d20.
Right, as you would.
Because there's two different things that can happen. Lidu can think, well, there's no Diego here. Why is Roila here when I didn't see him when I came in? Or is it, I'm gonna go search for what this could be? You just see Lidu look towards you, Roila. Look towards the rushing guards. What did you do?
What?
What did I do?
Nothing.
What did you do? You weren't here when I
She was
came in.
putting
What did you
supplies
do?
away. Don't do this. And she's going to stand in the middle of both of them. Whatever's happening, your people need your help. We can help as well.
I just gave Diego the supplies.
And Ilora's like looking past them. If she's hearing anything in terms of distress, she would start moving in that direction.
Okay.
Because I see them like
Roila.
standoffing.
I need you to do a presence roll.
Okay, yeah. Best of my career. Gotcha. That is an 16 with fear.
You're coming with me. We're going to see what happened. And
What?
you begin following Lidu through this cave just before you see this massive torrent of fire coming outside of this door that was once wet. There's water rushing out of this supply room, but it doesn't make sense against the fire that keeps on erupting out of it. And on the floor, just there, in the ash that has collected on the floor, are 3 guards. What? No.
As we're
no.
walking forward, Roila grabs Ilora by the arm and then again, using the water that's rushing past us, creates another ice wall out of the ice spike.
As Ilora
block
was
us
going to check on them.
And he
It's
pulls
like,
her back and another wall.
what are you doing? What is this?
We're running. No, we're leaving.
What?
No.
They need help.
And as he's walking out, we're going past the hut where they're the meeting room that happened in, throwing another wild flame onto that as well.
Flame erupts out of this room. You hear screams.
Grab Ilora by the face. We have to run. There is no other way. We have to run. We have to run.
These people. She's gonna run with you, but she's like stammering in shock. She doesn't know anything but to follow what you tell her at this point. So she's gonna run with you.
And he's heading towards the scavengers on the outskirts of the cave.
You begin to hear fire getting bigger and brighter and taking over more parts of this cave as you run past guards looking to find what is causing this, and passing by you with a confused look as you're rushing away. You hear the snapping and popping of wood holding this cave up, then cave-ins collapsing. You rush towards the door that separated between the militants and the scavengers, and pushing this doorstop off, the door opens haphazardly, and as you rush through, you begin to see this dilapidated living space of cloth fashioned as beds, empty food baskets, broken weapons, and deathly thin people suffering on this side of the wall. This
As we
musty,
emerge
moldy
out.
smell.
As we emerge out, covered in some of the soot and ash, I say, Asher has betrayed us all. All of us. She used her mages to put bombs inside of the medical supplies.
Roila!
Killed the militants.
You see,
This is a war.
without another word, each of them see the door behind you open and just begin rushing in.
No, it's...
This is our only chance. This is our only chance.
I can't...
As he begins to corral everyone to pick up arms.
They grab onto their broken weapons and rush inside.
Where's the fire at this point?
The fire is past all of them and continuing to roar inside the other part of the cave that you just exited.
I can't... I have to stop them from going in there if I can. They are too weak to fight and they will burn alive. That has nothing to do with our escape. Ilora, how big is this cave part? How big is this tunnel part?
Where you are now is
Like
back
wide.
towards the entryway, so it would be a little bit wider than most of the tunnels here, so it's probably like 4 people wide that you can walk back and forth.
4 people. That's not wide enough,
Yeah.
but she's going to do it anyway. She pushes her wings out so hard that if Roila is still holding on, he's going to have a hard time continuing to hold on to her.
Mhm.
As she's not using them to fly. She's just creating space and is going to try and block these people from rushing past them into the fire and go, you cannot fight. You cannot fight
There's
like
no
this.
other way.
Please,
Laura, there's no
please
other
don't
way.
do
We have
this.
to go. We
the
have to
fire's
go.
too
There's
hot.
no other way.
Please don't do this. And
This is
she's
slowly
going
trying
to,
to
she's
pull her.
standing there, like you can see her feet digging into the ground, creating traps.
Never see the sun again if we do not leave.
Neither will they if they let you do this. You are better than this, Roila. And I'm going to continue to try to block the way off from these scavengers going in.
You see, as Roila is pulling you, this one younger man with sunken cheeks and eyes just looking towards you and saying, "But there's food in there."
There's no food, there's just fire. It's just death, it's just... They burned the food. The food is dry. What burns faster than dry wood? Nothing. It is not for you in there. Please don't go.
There's food in there. And he tries to rush past you as others.
I think she already hit her wings on either side of the cave, so they're probably tipped. They've probably broken a bit at the tip. And she's they're bumping into her, jostling and rushing past, and she's kind of crying out in pain and still trying to hold the line, like she's big enough where she's trying not to let them past her. She's not having much success, but she knows that if the fire goes, then all of these like wooden beams are going to start coming down. She's trying her best.
People find ways to get past. Go ahead and do just a strength roll to see how many you're able to stop.
Not many. That is 12 with fear.
Okay. You try to focus because you're trying to get everyone to stop, and that's not working. So you try to focus and move your wings to block people, but each time you look towards another one and another one passes, and shit, you look past, you can't keep up. You're able to stop 3 before you hear and feel like this earthquake of a feeling as you begin to hear more and more of the cave collapsing in on itself.
If I see something collapsing close by, I want to try to grab someone to jump back with and away.
You are able to stop 3 of them and push away as you hear the cave-in collapsing the rocks behind you and pushing out this giant cloud of just dirt.
I tried to like roll to my side, not roll on the ground, but like turn my body and pivot so that I'm on the opposite side of like the doorway. So I'm against the rock of the cave. And once that like flame like dies for even a moment, I'm going to peek my head around and see if there's anyone that can be saved. The 3 that I have saved, I am going to like strong arm like this towards the entrance. I can't look at Roila right now. I'm moving forward, trying to stay ahead of the fire at this point. Saving anyone besides me and Roila is enough. So she's going to try and just keep moving them against her force.
The fire has stopped. There's no longer anything that it can catch on out here. Whatever it caught on in there is still in there, but with that most recent collapse, there's no going in or out from there. Which leaves you to the exit.
I grab at the rocks that are smoldering and try to start unearthing it. I'm going to start pulling away flaming like pieces of wood and flinging them behind me like a digging dog as my hands are getting burnt, to try and get something to show that there's someone that can be saved in there.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. Help me. Don't apologize. Help me. There's people in there.
No.
There's people.
We're leaving.
There's families there. Roila. Her hands are kind of like burnt at this point from trying to dig at this fire. So she can't really fight him. She'll get dragged along, but she can't take her eyes off of that doorway, that smoldering doorway. And I do think that is the thing most often that shows up in her nightmares.
As adrenaline continues pumping through your bodies, you rush through these tunnels one last time. Darkness surrounding you, making it hard to navigate. Roila, you feel like you're running forever. Each turn that you make just leads you further and further into the cave. You feel this stressful, repetitive nature of running down a tunnel, then turning, and then running down the same tunnel, then turning, and then the same tunnel. You feel this getting your heartbeat moving and moving and moving, and you feel like you're in this endless loop. Anxiety is starting to hit as there's no exit, until finally you see a bright light at the end of a tunnel. And you rush towards this light. And as you look around you, you find yourself alone. Ilora's not with you. But as you turn back around, you see the light has completely enveloped you, and now you're outside. You're just outside of the cave. You see the grave of Some there. Unmarked, but still there. And you feel this gentle hand grabbing yours.
Some, I was...
You turn around and you find Some there.
I was supposed to protect her no matter what.
There's nothing you could have done.
I keep telling myself that, but I don't know if it's true.
There's nothing you could have done. She comes in to give you a hug.
I miss you.
I miss you
we
too.
got to see the sun. It cost me so much, but I finally got her to see the sun again.
Yeah. I'm so happy for you. This is all I ever wanted.
I just want her to keep living. It has to all been for something. It all has to mean something, right? Sammy?
We begin to zoom out as we come out of a dreaming Roila in a dark room, as we see Torin releasing a ring just next to him and returning to his bed. The night passes, and we find each of you in the morning. What is everyone doing?
Are we able to take our long rest activities?
Yes, Snatch, you weren't here. Right. So.
Oh, whoops, so sorry, never mind.
No. You are able to take your long rest, of course. It's just I forgot that you weren't here because you had to leave early. You had seen some very you had danced with Ilora and Crucible when they started dancing in this beautiful cave where you find yourself is this secret cave that was hidden behind a waterfall, and the water, the sun that's beginning to rise up, the rays start to make this refracting rainbow that creates this light through this obsidian wall that's almost like a one-way mirror, and it creates the rainbow across all of the walls in this room. And this is where you had stayed for the night. This was the final checkpoint just before reaching Templeton. So This is where you slept.
Okay. I'm gonna see what everybody else is up to first.
Sure.
My long rest activities. I'm finally back to max hit points.
Woo!
I slowly wake up. I imagine there's like maybe a little bit of the ambient sunlight that comes through the opening, and I'm not a morning person. And I instinctively reach and realize the ring is next to Roila. Which is great because Sybil has mine. And I second guess myself, and I get up and I sort of stumble near Roila and just sort of reach down and pick the chain up with Bannon's ring. And I quickly affix it. Try to slap myself awake a little bit, and then I go to see if I can get the fire going again so we can have breakfast.
Roila begins to finally stir. Just, that was morning.
I've got a little bit of firewood. I figured probably
Appreciate it.
decent
Good
breakfast
night.
before we get to town.
Hold on. Did I imagine did you cast some sort of spell in my slumber?
You looked like you were having a nightmare. It was merely to help
Oh,
you rest.
I appreciate it. That's much appreciated.
It's nothing. Just breakfast. Do we have rations in the cart?
Since we are by a water source, I think you all wake up to find Crucible is not with you, but you hear the sounds outside of someone fishing.
I think,
Sorry, pretty similarly, Ilora is a morning person, loves the sun, so she got up about 12 minutes before it even rose because she can smell that shit on the air. And she went out barefoot in the morning dew. Of course, snorers, for no reason, sleep better than everyone else. So she does have nightmares, but she feels so rested when she wakes that it doesn't really matter, and she never remembers them.
On account of the almost dying.
Yeah. So I think she's out and is looking to do a little bit of hunting gathering here. Like, she's looking for fruits and stuff to add to the breakfast rotation. Any berries she could pick, anything that's like edible flowers, anything that would make this breakfast just a little nicer than just rations while she watches the sunrise.
Go ahead and do just an instinct roll.
Sure.
Super low stakes. Just see how well you're able to get.
Oh, is it low stakes, Johnny? Or did I just
mean, it's
crit with double eights for no reason, Johnny?
We love the low stake crit.
I can't wait for combat because I used up all my
You find all the berries, all the edible flowers.
oh, the berries.
You
Unfortunately,
Ilora
so
takes
good at hunter gathering.
unsustainably. Ilora takes it all, leaves nothing for the wildlife. It's ours now.
Let's go.
Elora takes 5 bushes.
yeah, as a giant, can I just like scoop up the bush and like shake all the berries off of it?
Absolutely. 100%. Crucible, as you're outside fishing, you're just peacefully fishing and you just hear
Oh, I use my hand. I'm a cat.
incredible. Then never mind. Even better. You're just waiting outside of the water, waiting, and then you just hear of just shaking bushes and berries falling, just like falling into the ground.
That's a bit. I mean, To each their own. I'm not sure that was necessary, Ilora.
Good morning. Hi. Shake, 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 shake.
Wow. You're gonna scare the fish.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
And she's gonna like
It's alright.
set the bush root down as if she could just like replant it. It like topples a little bit to the side. Sorry. I'm just gonna get the berries. I'll get super quiet berries. So sorry.
Sure.
And she's like putting them in a basket. You can hear inside the cave. Again, you don't have to worry about her. She is like humming and singing. You know, Elora's like, you know. So she's no one should be worried inside the cave.
Sure. Yeah. And I mean, the obsidian wall on the other side of the waterfall, you could see. That's where the water source goes. So you can see both Ilora and Crucible just outside.
Oh, good. Snot.
Huh?
You want to ask you a question?
Yeah.
So, you come from the Fae, right?
Uh-huh. I think Snatch is like reflecting the light from the sun off of his wing onto your face.
Right. So, I had a question
It is.
about shadow magic.
Oh yeah,
So,
I do
like,
that.
So where you're from, it's not like stigmatized, right? Like it's just like, shadow magic.
No, the shadows are a gift from the moon, and the moon is our friend. And sometimes we ask the moon for favors, and then the moon grants it for us.
That's when a glare hits you in the eye.
Bloody fucking all right. All I know is
just
just
reflecting the light.
I don't know. Well, the reason I asked was just for the simple fact that
Yes?
I've I don't know. I've felt a connection, or some of my magic feels influenced by shadows or the moon, magic, whatever. It's very, crystal woo-woo magic about it. It's more clinical, or more
Crystal woo-woo magic? I'm not familiar.
Yes, please educate
clerical,
us.
godly, divine. It's
Oh.
more numbers, equations. sort
He
of
says,
feel.
"Oh," but you can tell there's nothing behind those eyes when he make it like cleric and divine magic.
Yeah.
Anyways, so like I'm saying, no, I was just, what do the shadows feel like to you?
You and Ilora and Crucible and Torin and the people back home and my sister. It feels like... What do you mean people were giving you... the people that don't approve of you doing what you are able to do?
Well, it's just, where we grew up, the sun was revered, whereas the shadows that it was casted not as worthy, deemed as it's a whole thing.
That doesn't make any sense. They're one. They're together. Everything's together. Why would one choose one or the other? Without the sun, there'd be nothing but darkness, and without the moon, well, we would burn in the light. Balance. I don't understand. Are these the same people that don't approve of Ilora's wings?
Yes, they also didn't approve of my hair.
Your hair is beautiful.
No. Stupid, you just saying that. My goodness.
You're around very strange people.
Yes. We were.
I'm glad that you're not any longer, because I don't think that they saw you. I think that they saw what they wanted you to be, and that is silly.
Well, I think that's enough of analyzing me. All right, let's get everyone together for breakfast. And what are we having today? As he goes through the
like the brightest reflection of the
all right. Fuck it. Stop that. Cut that out.
Torin is standing over a pot that has, I imagine, the least exciting breakfast food. Probably like oats.
Brickle, brackle, and fizzy wickets, is it?
Well, the other two left. I figured I would try something nice, so I'm sorry. Do you have a recipe of your own, Mr. Numbers and Diagrams and Geometry?
No, not at all. It just looked like, a very similar meal I've had years and years ago.
Can I walk in at this moment?
Absolutely.
I just want to walk in and go, oh, it smells like burnt oats in here. What is going on?
What are you doing with 3 bushels of berries?
Oh, we are going to eat so well on the rest of the way to Templeton. I found the perfect berries. Actually, Torin, this is great. This goes wonderful on top of a nice... I'm going to add some sugar, but this would be great.
I've got fish! And it's like, I've got like 4 fish in each hand, 2 in my mouth.
That's
We're still wriggling and alive.
Love to see.
Lovely.
Love it.
I'll make the fish. Torin, thank you for the oats, but may I take over from here?
Oh, I would be so heartbroken if...
I know, and you know how I love to break your heart. So
I
moved.
recognize that... Okay.
I'm going to take I'm gonna mash up a lot of the berries. I'm gonna use the last bit of sugar and flour that we have to kind of fluff up the oats. I'm going to do my best to take the fish that Crucible brought in. I'm gonna make sure they're all scaled. I'm gonna make us a nice fried fish and oatmeal with fruit on top breakfast, so that everybody actually has a good start to the day today, because yesterday was crazy. So we're gonna start this day good.
Right. So, today, make our way to Templeton. As we discussed last night,
Of course.
be prepared for anything.
Yes.
If there are people in need, we help them. Yeah, well, actually, no, wait.
Let's not ask the question.
Wait, hold on. As the most important thing that we all need to remember is the specifics of our mission. Just one more second.
All right.
The most important thing of our mission,
It takes that just handing
planting the mushrooms. As we recall, when we were dispatched.
Of course, we're looking for the network.
Looking for the network and making sure that we plant the right ones, right?
Of course.
Fantastic.
As Roila finishes, I'm just going to lean a little closer to Ilora and just say, I think he's flustered because Snatch complimented his hair.
He does not know how to handle compliments unless they're about his intellect, because he already knows that one. You should try it sometime.
Peanut gallery. That's enough.
Sorry.
Snatch.
I don't know how to prepare for bears.
Above table, you can't. Now back in character.
Thank you for that clip.
Well, the good news is most bears in our world did go extinct during the last 2 decades.
Above table, that was me too. I did that.
Zoology-wise, you'd have to go to the Feywild to find more.
That's why I don't know how to prepare for them.
Right. Just if you encounter something larger than yourself, what did they say? Make yourself look bigger.
Oh yes, that would be so much fun. That's wonderful, darling. As she's standing over you,
He's gonna look at the size of you both and just go.
I imagine as everybody's doing this, Torin just sitting with his coffee, barely awake, Are we there yet?
So as usual, we make sure if we have to look around and separate from the pack, we stay in pairs. We let each other know if we need to leave.
We should not be splitting
separate.
up.
Right, but you know, we should not. I'm just saying, we know
That
how
should
things
be-
can go.
Okay, but that should be a last resort.
Yeah, it should be our last
I
resort
agree.
to have to split up. But I'm talking simple things. The lever's up there, but the ladder's broken. That sort of thing.
I feel like that was an uncharacteristic narrowing of eyes from Crucible when you suggested that.
I just,
It's fine. No, I think Ilora, because she had been whispering with Torin for just a second, she leans in to like pay extra attention to Roila and goes, "Good job, very good."
With that, unless there's anything else we all need to be aware of before we go.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. We've been traveling for a while, and I've grown to trust many of you deeply. All of you, at least at a shallow level. So, I do fear it is my responsibility to say we are indeed out of shortbread. I know,
Stop it.
but...
No! There's got to be more ingredients! What?
I don't understand the fascination with it. It's too sweet.
No, it's okay, Snatch. It's alright. We can make more, Snatch.
And this is why I brought it up in the morning, so they can get it out of their systems while we travel.
I can fly and get some whatever you need.
Hope is an important resource that we must preserve for as long as we can in these trying times. All right, everyone, get prepared for the day. Check your gear. Double check your gear. Make sure you're safe.
Yes.
This is the worst thing that's happened this trip.
This is the
No,
worst
I
of my
don't
life.
think so, darling. I don't think that's true.
Rayla's gonna go outside and do something ridiculous, like one-armed push-ups by the water, upside down.
I
Impractical.
follow
Something
behind
with
in
zombies.
hopes that it's gonna be like tame and calm, and I'm like, "Oh, it's so loud and nope, and I just turn right around.
I'm packing up, and I am taking, I'm preserving all the berries that we didn't eat, which is most of the berries from that bush, and I'm just gonna kind of package them up with some extra cloth bits and get them packed. Can I check on our friend in the cart?
Ugh.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, how's that decomposing thing looking?
it's still there. I mean, it'll make like some sounds every once in a while, but I mean,
She just vibing.
yeah, just vibing.
Okay.
We love a good cart ride.
I think every time that Ilora has come over to the cart at all, she's like almost forgotten that it's there until it moves. So she's like putting berries down. It's like, oh goodness, my God, goodness.
Nonchalant zombie. What's up?
So, Laura,
Yes, sorry.
what's the plan here?
Plan. What?
Yes.
What?
With that.
Oh, I have no plan. I told you I wasn't voting to bring it along. That was Torin. You should ask Torin about Torin's plan. My plan I've already done. I only brought one of those vials. It was truly just for research. I've done my part. I'm happy to follow your orders and your instruction the rest of the time.
No,
I
I trust you.
Ha!
Ha! There you go. All right. No, seriously, but bring Torn over.
Yeah. Okay. All right. She's about to jinx you when she's like, yeah, I'll get. Okay. And she goes to grab Torin.
I'll be gathering up my things and just sort of muttering to myself like, it's not, this is foolish.
Good morning, Mr. Mumbles. Oh, I'm so
threats.
sorry. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. That was too much energy. I understand. We are still gruff
The caffeine has yet
acquaintances.
to activate. May I?
Oh, and yes. I apologize. Let me speak slowly in a calmer tone. My brother would like to speak to you about your plans for the undead in the cart. Would you mind taking your grumpy self over and speaking with him?
I suppose that I could make the time to do
Oh, thank you graciously. As she overdoes it.
Are we fighting?
Oh, never. When we fight, you'll be bleeding.
Just
No more.
a word of caution, Ilora.
Got the vapors.
I understand that there is some very clear tension between yourself and me. And I am actively avoiding it as best I can. But if you continue to poke and prod and make your passing comments and your overly gracious bows,
With
I
perfect
will
form.
stop ignoring it. And Crucible will tell you that you don't want that to be the case.
Then, as ungraciously as possible, get the fuck over there. My brother has required you.
Thank you very much.
She rolls her eyes, and she looks at Crucible as well.
Can I please hit one of y'all with the glare of light in this exact moment?
Oh my god, please! Me!
Oh, I was gonna volunteer. I really want to volunteer for that. So, like, in the middle of my like really intense
Can I get them both?
moment,
I got
just-
2 wings. Fuck it, let's roll.
They're both standing right next to each other. Crucible, you're sitting right next to Snatch, watching as
I think I
Snatch
can
is
get
just
them both.
To
I
the
think I
left,
can
to
get them
the
both.
left, left, a little bit more higher.
right when
I
Ilora
will
rolls
stop
her eyes, and then exactly, and then boom.
And I do think that, again, Ilora loves the light. She thrives in it. So she literally goes like, refreshing. As you are walking past. She loves to stare at the sun. That's a religious practice.
Okay. I need to clarify the eye roll that I just
eyes.
experienced. I think that was the most intense eye roll me as Cujo has ever done. So thank you for that. I will eventually calm my bristly self and go and approach Roila. And as I do, finished with your one-armed push-ups, have you?
Yeah, I actually have a question. So this thing, and he pulls back the curtain to the cart. Do you think you could possibly do your research now, and then we can, take it to the back to the barn, and before we get to Templeton? I just don't think it's in our best interest to pull up to a sanctuary with
Right.
the undead
Yes.
in the back of the cart.
Yes. No, I understood where the sentence was going to end. Thank you. I think to the last time I saw that presence at the bridge, and I think about the conversation that we had prior. And there's this little bit of uncertainty before it sort of shows on his face for just a moment before. Yes, if you will permit me a few moments with the creature.
Sure. I'll give you
I
distance to your research and just be right here if you need help.
Oh, that you. I can handle one. Like it's I wouldn't want to. Laura's cooking with the berries. Right, and I'm just going to awkwardly see if I can't grab the blighter off of the cart and just lead it away from everybody.
Yeah.
I just shake my head the whole time. What the fuck is wrong with you? I would like to then find a spot that is close enough that if something goes wrong, I can call out.
Sure.
And then after it is secure and unmoving on the ground, well, unable to do anything on the ground,
You're good.
I will just sort of speak out to the presence. But if that is something we have to handle after break, I'm fine with this.
What does Torin say to call out for this person?
I know you, I know I asked something of you, and I understand that in your eyes that was an insult for some reason, and I would like to apologize by stating that I'm here with a live blighter, and I suppose I need to understand what the next step will be. So if you could provide me some sort of guide.
You see, coming around one of the trees nearby. So you need answers. And you see Roila walking up to you. And with that, we're going to go ahead and go to a break.
You motherfucker. You motherfucker.
That's so rude, Johnny. Johnny,
Oh,
that's
that's
so
demonic.
rude. Actually, you criminal.
Y'all aren't gonna hear the shit that I'm gonna say to Johnny when we go to break.
So, we will be at break. We will be back here soon. Right, I'm gonna do a giveaway. So if you are on the TalkingXP chat channel, you can join to get 2 months of Sirenscape, which is the music that you hear now. Yay! It's gonna be Blighter. That's gonna be the code word. So I'm gonna get that started and yeah, join. Cool.
Yeah. We'll see you in a couple minutes.
See you soon.
To who?
Ha! You're fucking muted, Noir. Ha!
Don't call it out because he's gonna do it again later in the most inopportune moment. It will be a very deep and dark scene, and we'll just hear
They hold
Now
up.
I want it. I miss it when it doesn't happen.
Here's it coming.
True.
Oh, God, the Zoom.
Very true.
I can't handle
Everyone,
the slow
please.
Zoom.
Please.
Wait, please tell me it's at the end of the
Just-
Zoom. Please. If you
Can't handle
Noir, if you give me this kind of build up and you don't do it, I might actually cry.
Okay, well, don't lick your lips because now I feel like prey.
Wait!
You want to do it?
Wait.
You gotta follow through. You gotta follow through.
There it is.
Thank you. Thank you.
Someone fucking clip that, please.
Done. Oh, I'm way ahead of you. I got
Holy
a stream
shit.
deck. I've been
Oh, I
clipping
want
all night.
Oh,
It's great.
oh my god.
The juice out of context.
Oh my god.
It was 30 minutes
juice
during
is
pre-show.
Holy crap.
Y'all, this is how it is when we go to break, or when we like first start, or when we end the session. It's just a bunch of fucking friends just making a bunch of fucking stupid jokes.
I'm here for it.
Oh,
Like the first half of the game is like the most tragic shit you've ever done.
tragic shit, and then we're just like,
We have to go. We've killed everyone that we've ever known. We gotta go. We come back.
look at this graph during the fucking break. Like, come on.
Sad song
Okay,
game.
okay. I'm the GM. I should be.
Yeah, we're very professional.
Here we are. Okay. Last we left, Roila. Nope. Torin, you had brought your orb out with the straggling, left alive blighter that you had gotten from the farm. As you call out to this entity, you see Roila turning around the tree and saying, So you need some guidance, huh?
I thought I told you to stay back with the... This is not... I don't need... I appreciate it, but
I don't know. I kind of like this body. It's nice.
Why? Why Roila? Oh, just come to me as Bannon. You've been doing that this whole time. What is the problem with that?
No. Can't be the only one that sees this.
I don't know what... The Blighter. Blighter is here. Let's focus on the Blighter. Shall we?
Yeah. Yeah, let's focus on that. As he crouches down. So, tell me, what do we have?
We have a live Blighter that is emitting some sort of arcane energy that I can sense. It's clear that there's some sort of corruption or something magical in nature that is potentially piloting the Blighters.
He puts a finger on it, presses into it. Why? What an astute observation. You know, I almost didn't even want to come and help you with this.
But you couldn't pass up an opportunity to taunt, I see.
Am I really that obvious?
Are you going to help me or not?
What do you need help with? Finding a cure still?
No. Finding a way to resist the effect. What was in there is gone. That's blatantly obvious. And believing in some sort of cure is foolish. Now I'm looking for a way to counteract the effects of the bite. Prevent whatever dark enchantment is inside of these things from corrupting anyone further. I just need to understand its nature.
You know, I've been hearing some chatter around. What if I told you someone might be onto something?
I would ask who, so that we may share notes.
Well, even I can't figure out who's finding these answers.
That actually just revealed something about you.
Oh, did it now?
Yes. You don't exist exclusively in the orb. You're able to perceive conversation elsewhere. Which means that I'm just lucky in that I have a one-on-one conversation with you, or there are other orbs out there. Or maybe this is just a conduit, a means for you to interact with those on this plane.
Bingo.
Well, thank you for the enlightenment. Can you tell me where you heard this conversation?
I can't tell you where, I've heard these conversations, but I can tell you where you might find it.
What is the cost?
Your ring.
Of all of the costs, you pick my ring. The one
Of course. Do you think I have no heart? I wouldn't take his ring, as he looks down to your chest. That's something that I would save for something bigger.
It all has to be worth it. Fine.
He stands up. Looks behind him. The city that you're going to. There's a temple. You'll find some notes there. But you won't find the person. They've been taken.
Taken by whom? Or by what?
That you will find out. I can't give you all the answers. That wouldn't be very fun. But I will take the ring.
It's with Crucible. I will have to go and fetch it for you. Where would you like me to deliver it? Or would you like to manifest physically so that I may give it to you personally?
Just place it next to the orb. That would be fine.
And what about this live blighter?
Kill it.
After all the trouble of capturing it, after all of your whispers about finding a live one, now just simply kill it.
Yes. Now I have more information. I don't need that one. Look around you. Is it going to be hard to find another?
Fine. I will take my ring back, and then we'll find this temple. I'm going to place my hand directly across the upper part of its skull.
Oh, please don't. Oh.
Snatch.
Hi.
What are you... is the entity still there?
Gone. Once you looked away, look back, gone.
Would Snatch have seen anything?
You did not.
Okay.
Snatch, what, why, what,
I was trying to get the light in your eye for a little bit there, but then I saw you do the hen, and I know what happens when you move your hand like that.
I can't decide whether or not I should be upset that you were eavesdropping.
I was what?
Never mind. Why should we keep this one alive?
Oh, I mean, I just wanted to say goodbye first.
I will take a couple steps back from it, knowing that, at least believing that there's nothing left inside of it that is capable of understanding the gesture. But after yesterday, I will allow Snatch the moment.
I think Roila will walk up as well.
Oh, you're back again. I thought I told...
What? No, you've just been standing there for like 15, 20 minutes. So checking in, make sure everything was good.
Right. Turns out my experimentation is pointless. The arcane magic within is difficult to understand the nature of. I will need to... I've heard that there may be a temple in Templeton that may have some information that we might be able to make some use of. So this one is fair game,
All
I
right.
suppose.
Well, then we'll keep an eye out.
Does anyone remember what their name was?
No, I don't.
Okay. I am sorry that you became a chomper. It does not look very fun to be a chomper. And I know that you tried to hurt me and my friends hurt you and your chomper friends. And I'm sorry that we had to fight. I wish that we could figure out how not to fight chompers. Maybe one day. Okay. Goodbye.
I got this one.
Oh,
It's all right.
sure.
And Roila will pick up the zombie and place them down in the grass. And with two fingers just to the back of the base of the skull, just a burst of air shoots out, like putting down a cow.
There's a moment where I am visibly uncomfortable with a blighter that is defenseless, seated. And it sort of washes over me, and I get a little unsettled.
I know usually when we do this, we don't have much time, but I think we have a little bit of time. I forgot what humans do when they leave their bodies. Do you put them in dirt? Okay.
Has Ilora kind of... Is that wall still kind of transparent? Okay.
Most of everybody is outside at this point, so it's a natural thing to have.
It's also time to go.
Yeah.
You guys were distant.
I do think Ilora comes up and goes, I think I might have the most experience with this one. I'll make sure it's properly buried. And she will begin to bury something very quickly. Whatever supplies they have in the back, she'll use to kind of leverage that and help, but she doesn't need much time to do it. She has dug shallow graves before with her hands. So she'll put the blighter in, and she lays a couple of flowers over their chest. And it's just like a long sweep of an arm trying to start to get the dirt back on top. And she is humming to herself as she's doing this.
I think Roila will help.
Yeah.
By
Snatch
Mage Hand will help pick up clumps of dirt and then a little bit of prestidigitation to try to sweep things and tidy it up.
All help is welcome. I think at the end of it, she looks at Snatch and realizes that she obviously didn't know this blighter's name, but says a few words very quickly and quietly. She goes, "I'm terribly sorry, we were never properly introduced. But no one deserves to not know who they are, or for their body to be controlled without their soul at the wheel. I'm so sorry that you lost your way, friend. I hope there is a light to lead you to it." And then she'll hop up into the cart.
I would say, Crucible, since you are the closest one and know Torin the most, you would see the unsettling gaze that he has towards this blighter.
Just looking intently, or
It's like the 1,000-yard stare. As he's just looking at the spot where it happened, not even where it was buried, just...
okay. I think Crucible quietly takes note of it, clearly having missed something, but files that away.
All right, everyone. Let's focus up, all right? Templeton awaits.
Of course.
I wonder what it is.
What?
The chompers. It just, when we were doing that, it made me think of flowers and weeds. I wonder what the weed is that turns people into chompers.
Well, we are going to connect some sort of network full of plants, fungi. Well, maybe we'll get some answers when we get to Templeton, dear.
Okay.
And she's going to lean back, and every now and then she'll see if Crucible wants to try and catch a berry in her mouth, but is mostly just kind of leaning back and just contemplating while keeping her head on a gentle swivel on the way as they go.
Well, Templeton is only about a half day's journey from where you're at. And so, quarter to a half of a day. So, travel is relatively easy. Again, it's open fields here, so everything around you is visible, and you're able to keep your head on a slight swivel and understand when danger approaches and when it doesn't. You're able to kill some straggler blighters here and there. About 3 or so hours into this travel, you finally crest over a small hill, and at the base of this hill, you see the village of Templeton. But it is in a state of disrepair. You can see the gates have been broken off. Buildings have collapsed. Farmland around it have been raided and burned. And inside, you can see wandering humanoid figures. You see dozens of wooden buildings within are blackened from an already extinguished flame, ashes covering all of the surrounding area, even to where you stand. And at the town's center, you see this large hill that, at the very top, stands a temple.
All right. Well, this is worst case scenario.
Yeah.
However, we all still have a job to do. And we need to set the alarm proper. How important is that temple, Torin?
Vital.
What? Did I miss something? Why is it?
Before we left Pale Harbor, I heard that there was a scholar who was studying the Blighters out of that temple, so they may have notes that I can use. So, if we mean to resist the effects, then we should investigate.
Okay. Crucible quietly, stands guard at their hometown and sees every bit of communication, every person who goes in or out, and immediately senses something lacking in that explanation, but doesn't say anything.
You've been to Templeton before, and you've never heard of something like that.
No.
Everyone got really serious all of a sudden.
Oh, don't worry about that, Snatch. There's plenty of chompers down there, and we should take that seriously, yes?
Yes?
Yes. And she's just like reminding Snatch
It wasn't a
they
quiz.
could kill us.
Right. So, can we get an aerial scout from you both?
It's nice.
Let us know.
Great.
Stealthily, let us know what you see.
It's lovely.
Yes, of course. And she'll kind of like much slower, like unravel her shawl, take her time, and then she like stretches her wings a bit, and then she'll poof straight up into the air.
GM, as a part of our planning, where exactly is the fungal circle located?
You do. From here, you would be able to see like a small little fungal forest. It's located so if the town is like a circle, you have like the top region of that town is like this giant hill in which the temple stands, and then everywhere at like the bottom towards where you are, you have in this like little corner right next to where the hill goes up. That's where a little fungal forest is, and then you just see like buildings and stuff covering the rest of it.
Gotcha.
Really quickly, as Snatch takes off, I would like to cast my Midnight Spirit. So as he goes off into the sky, again, Crucible Shadow is going to pop up and it's just going to put a hand on your shoulder. And Snatch is just going to, just from the air, go, I figured out how to leave you and not leave you.
That's not all right. It's a nice gesture.
I have to make my spell casting check. And that is exactly what I needed. That was a 12 with hope. Like
12 with hope.
I have to get that.
If you had failed, the shadow would have strangled me and I'd be dead.
Yep.
It would have finally beat you at patty cake.
No!
Never. Yes, and then like turn back into the shadow.
As those two have taken off, I'd like to turn to Crucible and say, do you still have my ring?
Yeah, of course.
If it's all right with you, I would like to hold on to it for a while.
Okay. Did I do something wrong?
No, not at all. It's...
What's going on? What's going on with you?
What do you mean?
Something's changed.
What's changed?
I can tell.
All right. Enlighten me.
There's something you're not telling me. You're withholding something. And you're allowed to have your secrets, but are you safe?
I am safe.
The shadow folds its arms.
Not talking to you. Just like pointing without looking at the shadow. I am perfectly safe.
You're gonna tell me what's going on. And she is taking off the ring. Because it's yours. It's not hers to keep anyway. You're gonna tell me what's going on when it's the right time.
Yes. But it's not now.
And you are safe.
Yes.
Okay. After.
Yes.
Pinky swear.
You're not a child anymore. We don't do pinkies.
Doesn't matter, do it.
It's legally binding. I don't
indulge
know. Indulge
me. I know it is legally binding. That's why I'm expecting it from you. Indulge me, please. Come on.
I begrudgingly partake in the pinky swear.
Thank you. I don't ask for much.
For what I said about Charlie. That wasn't fair. And you didn't deserve that. And I'm sorry.
Apology accepted. That was a lot for you. I'm so proud. Listen, I'm so proud of you right now. You don't even understand. I'm so proud of you.
Get it out. Get it all out. Well,
I'm glowing. You can see I'm glowing. This is the best. This is the best. I'm going to live in this moment, filing it away.
Yes. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
I'm going to. Oh, I will. I'm going to bring it up
flight
again.
Oh,
shut up. You.
And there is a rare
Did not need
smile on Torin's face for just a moment. Sorry, forgot sore subject.
I'm going to figure it out one day. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to learn a spell or a potion or something. I could get a large bird that I can fly on, maybe. Or a dragon or something.
Yes, there are dragons just around that I'm sure would be totally
I
fine.
love a challenge.
I'm gonna spend a
What can I
fee.
say?
I'm just kidding.
Oh God.
Wing beats over the horizon.
Right. So, the three of you, Roila, Torin, Crucible, you're staying with the cart. Ilora and Snatch, you two are going to be flying over towards the city.
Yeah, specifically towards the temple, but first I'm trying to catch up to Snatch. Because Snatch has a tendency to wander.
Real talk, Snatch completely forgot the mission already. It is just kind of flying.
That is why I am catching up to Snatch.
As Snatch does.
Yep.
I think I kind of like corkscrew around you, and I'm not gonna, like, we're kind of flying in a weird helix pattern that she's not gonna stop because she's gonna have a conversation while we're doing that. Maybe if we're having fun while we're talking, it'll stick. And Ilora goes, Snatch, darling, yes, I'm going to go, yes, and we are doing reconnaissance. We're looking for information to tell to our friends, darling. The network of mushrooms and fungal veins, dear. Ooh, here we go.
Oh, no, I understand. There are chompers down there, and we should let them know.
No, I mean, they can see that. No, never did I say that in the conversation we've started. I point to the temple, and I say, I'm going to head there just and do a perimeter search up above, see if there's any particular instances we should know about. Will you just do a big loop, look for any...
I can do a big loop.
Wait! And I'm gonna grab your hands so we like go in a loop together. Okay. All right. Okay. Thrilling. Wonderful. Could you please do a perimeter circle and then head straight back down and let them know what you see, darling? Circle back to Crucible.
Oh!
Circle. Crucible.
Like
circle,
a race. Like a
Crucible
race.
as fast as you can.
Oh, you have no idea.
And she's going to take off. She's going to go as fast as she can towards the temple because if he doesn't believe it's a race, they may not actually...
Yeah. Cheat code. Make it a competition. The kids will love it. All right. So, you know what? Ilora and Snatch, both of you do an agility roll. This is without hope, without fear or anything like that. This is just to see who can get the fastest.
That's a 14?
That is not a 14. That is so much less than a 14, Johnny. That is way less than a 14 and then a -1, Johnny.
Oh, no.
Then a minus.
Okay. So as quick as you try to take off Ilora, like you're like, oh, this is it. You take off. And then immediately, like 3 seconds later, you see Snatch is just flying at your speed and then poof, and then takes off.
That's okay. As long as Snatch gets back to the cart with information. She'll take her time and like really open up her wings and just kind of soar glide over and around the temple from a good distance up.
Sure. Okay. This one is a legitimate roll. So I would like Ilora and Snatch do your own separate instinct rolls as you're flying around the town, seeing if you can collect any information.
Gotcha.
Is that good? Is that good, Meadow?
Yeah, so it was all right. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's gonna be a crit.
I wasn't sure.
It wasn't a crit. No. It was a 10 and a 12. It is with fear, so there's that. It is with and so it is a 23. 23. That's math.
That's good math.
And that is a 14 with hope.
Okay. Starting with you, Snatch.
Mm-hmm.
You're bulleting around the city, and you're looking back. Laura's eating your dust.
It's like she's not even trying, really.
It's truly. She's just like hovering over the temple for some reason. Like it doesn't make any sense. But you're flying around, and
the biggest circle.
You see dozens and dozens of chompers everywhere in this town. You see, there is a small little road that leads up to the temple's hill. You see the fungal forest that's just next to that. You see a bunch of chompers, and then you also see in the middle of all of these buildings, one of them is hopping onto the roof of buildings.
I've never seen that
and
before.
As you get closer, you see that this is a person. But you don't want to lose the race. You don't want to lose the race. So you're flying and continuing to fly around, and then you see that there's a freight elevator that goes up to the top of this hill as well. But you make your full rotation around the city, and you continue back towards your friends.
Real quick question.
Yes.
Was it a chomper jumping on the roof or a person?
Or a person, yeah. Hard to tell.
It looked like you're not entirely sure. With a 14 with hope, you're not entirely sure. You would definitely have to get closer, but it's definitely weird behavior for a blighter. You've never seen something like that before.
Oh no.
I think if this is okay with y'all, what's gonna happen is
Oh boy.
Snatch is going to go get back to the cart, put his hands on it, and go, Base, they're chompers. One of them was jumping. I think it was jumping. I don't know. I've never seen that before. And then he's gonna go invisible and go right back.
Okay. Ilora, as you're flying around, you see Snatch just like missiling around the city. So you're like, okay, at least that's happening. You fly up to the temple. You're getting to the top of what you found to be that freight elevator as well. It's about halfway between the top and the bottom. And when you get to the top, you see this weird cart. But it's not like a cart. It has wheels. It's like this cart-sized contraption. It has a lever on this backside, this like wench that you pull, and then this large square container, this cube, and then on the outside of it is this piercing ram of some sort. You're not entirely sure exactly what that means, but what you do see, and as you're flying up, you see people. These are clearly people. As you begin to see them drinking and looking out towards the town below, and then they see you.
Oh shit.
And they're reaching for their bows. What are you doing?
I think, unfortunately, out of instinct,
Yeah.
Ilora tries to tell Roila in her mind what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And that, like, just emptiness coming back, I think her wings, like, kind of fly open as she tries to be like, hey, I'm not coming at you. I'm just a guy. She, like, opens her wings and her hands are up.
Just a little guy.
I'm just a guy. As she tries to make herself look less threatening. She is a giant, flying, three-eyed person with like a faint glow around her, but she's literally just a guy, Your Honor. So I think she says, "Oh, you're all right." Like she's seeing if like these people have been trapped in this temple. If this, like, she's genuinely calling out to see if they're okay.
Yeah.
GM, I should also let you know, with my spellcasting roll for invisibility, I rolled a 13 with fear, so you have a fear.
Great. I'm going to take that and I'm going to use it.
Wait, now? But that was...
You didn't need to use it now!
That was... Wait!
Noir is now against us. Noir.
I literally just finished saying never apologize for that, and now you asked the GM for homework.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I had full fear, so now I'm just right back there. So they are picking up their bows and they are going to try attacking you.
Yeah, it makes sense. I don't blame them.
Can we see? I do. Can we see anything from where we are?
How fucking dare you?
I blame them.
I don't think from where you are, because you guys are still going. Are you guys still going down the trail, or did you full stop?
I thought they stopped.
Full stop? Okay, so you stopped. You're not able to see, like, details, because you still are quite a few hundred feet away.
Okay.
But you do see her shape, like, stop, wings open, looking to something, And you're about to see her do some evasive moves because we're doing some.
I don't think
Some
that's
arrow
true. My
shots.
evasion's super low, John. I don't think you're gonna see her evade jack shit.
Let's see. Let me just look over this. I think we're just gonna do a regular attack. So, that being said, does a 14 hit?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So then you are going to be taking 10 physical damage.
I do have. I can.
Gave Cujo a heart attack.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
No, it's fine. I needed some high blood pressure. Go on.
Sorry. Are they in far range? Is this like what would be considered far?
They are indeed in far range.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Then I am going to use all of my prayer dice for this morning to reduce that to 2.
Okay. So that so the damage you're reducing to 2, you're saying?
Yes.
Incredible. So
I have no more prayer dice, but yes.
So you do end up doing some evasive moves as these arrows begin flying into the air towards you. You see another group of archers that are rushing behind the tree to grab their bows as well. So you see that was only just a couple of them. There is still more to be shot. So you only take the 2 damage. You could use an armor slot to reduce it to no damage if you'd like. However, you would only mark 1 HP slot, and it's back to you.
Okay. I think she sees arrows coming at her, and usually living people do not attack Ilora. This is a brand new notion for her. Unless they're like desperate scavenger, like unless Roila and she had like crossed their path and they were, So this is very strange, and that's why she like kind of turns as like, how could you do this? But she doesn't pull in her wings. She's not used to being that fast. So you see 2 arrows pierce her wing, and she's gonna kind of like tilt, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, I've been shot!" And it's like pure shock. Heavens! As she kind of like turns, she's gonna try and like let's not torpedo really, but she's gonna try and barrel roll, tuck in one of those wings to kind of use that speed to turn her body and head towards the cart. Again, in her mind, right before she started like falling, she tried to call out to Roila, and so she's heading back there now. Blood dripping from her wing.
Another group of arrows go passing by you, not hitting, as you fly back over towards Roila. I would say this is probably happening at around the same time that Snatch is making his way back. So as you're seeing as Snatch is touching the cart and then going invisible just as you arrive. Snatch, you see Ilora arriving at around that time too.
And when you say arrive, she hits the ground like a sack of fucking potatoes. Like she goes tumbling, you see the arrows crack. It's 2 of them stuck in her wing still. And she's not looking, like she's not showing that she's in pain, even though clearly she twinges or winces when her wings move. But she like tumbles to the ground. She's covered in dirt. She stands slowly and looks up at everyone on the cart and goes, "They shot me."
Oh, you're right. Oh, you're right. As he's running up to you.
What the fuck?
Who shot you?
There are so many people in that temple, Torin.
The gauntlets activate.
I look and I want to like
towards the wall.
I want to try and grab one of the arrows and see if I can.
I think because this is my weapon of choice, I'm trying to help you remove them in the most easy.
Yeah,
I would say for sure. I mean, with the damage is already done mechanically, so I would say for sure, like with Crucible coming and helping you,
Yeah.
You're able to extract the arrows safely.
You see, Crucible, when you're that close, before she rips it out, like as she grips it, she like, and you see her eyes flash white, like bright white, like flashlights. And then she kind of lets go a little bit to let you take a better angle since you know more about this than she does.
She literally, to separate like the head of the arrow from the rest of the shaft, like takes out a claw and just literally slices it clean so it can come out easily.
Amazing. Snatch, you were going to say something?
With seeing that landing, would it be feasible that Snatch would have not gone back and attended to his friend?
That's so real.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, absolutely.
I just didn't want it to seem like, oh, you're trying to be everywhere.
Although, I will say, I was going to use your own shadow to track you, and we'll use that at some point in the future.
I am.
That shadow is 100% a snitch. 100%.
Roila, what are you doing?
Well then.
Trending towards the people.
No.
Roila, I am going
Lighters.
to. I'm going to try and chase down Roila with
We
the
have
intent
a
of stopping him.
cart! She's gonna hop up into like the steering gear and go, yeah! As she tries to catch up to them.
I spend a hope to cast Tava's armor as a floating shield, like a great shield, begins to float around me and then turn invisible to increase my armor by 1. So I'll do that. And then you said there's like a wall that leads up to it.
So,
right?
As you're walking down this descending hill, this road to Templeton,
I just want to talk to him.
just want to talk.
There's a whole city of blighters in between them.
I just want to talk to him.
I think I'm going to kill them, though. We can talk to them and then we can.
This whole time, Snatch is just whispering things he finds beautiful at Ilora's wings, hoping it works the same way.
Oh my god, my
Sweet baby! What you see as you're going down is wooden palisades completely surrounding this village. It looks like whatever this town was definitely built after this temple was already here, after the outbreak. These palisades look relatively new, and each of them that are rotted seem to have been replaced. The only thing that looks bad on this wall is the gates that you would enter in are on the ground, completely leaving the entryway wide open.
Something's wrong here.
Awesome.
I
Roila,
go ahead.
Roila, as he gets closer, he's going to go not through the front door. He's going to use Ice Spike to create a lift that looks over so he can see over the wall. So,
Sure, absolutely.
If I may, at that point, when Roila lifts because of the spike, I got a 17 with hope on a spellcasting roll, so I could fly.
Amazing.
I'm literally like the moment he like starts to lift, Torin is going to essentially like appear right in front of Roila. You need to calm down. Think, please. I know, I understand, but I need you to think for just a moment beyond your emotions. Please.
who could they be?
I don't know.
Let's think.
But the only way we find out is by playing this smart, not by running through a village that probably has dozens of blighters
I
inside.
didn't plan on running through that. I just planned on hitting them with a very powerful spell from very far away.
Yes, I know, and that is a wonderful idea, but that will only inflame the situation further. Please. I'm asking you to just breathe. Please.
What's the plan? What's the plan? Then tell me what's the plan.
All right. We return to the cart that is
standing
now
on top.
rocketing towards us.
Red God.
The rest of you, As you're going down this road, you also see the gates that have fallen off of the hinges and lie on the ground. As you're getting closer, you see the ice spike that was created and Torin on the left. Are you going into the town, or are you stopping?
No, I'm stopping. I'm like kind of swerving to stop next to Roila and
just wanted
Torin,
to double check.
for sure. Was just trying to catch up to them.
Do we see anyone currently, because obviously they loosed arrows on Ilora. Do we see anybody currently putting us under fire, preparing to?
Go ahead and do a instinct roll.
While that's happening, can I pull from my memory and try, because I know this was like a split second type of interaction, can I try to see if I remember how many there were, how many had bows and arrows, etc., and how many were like reaching for them behind the trees? I'm trying to give Roila and Torin like a strategy update so that they have better ideas of what to do.
Yeah, there were about like 12 or so.
Baker's dozen. I relay that as I pull up. Like I stop the cart and I'm bleeding from a wing. And I go, as I was saying, before you ran off, not you, she's not yelling at you, Torin. There are at least 12 of them in there, all armed, all extremely unopen to diplomacy. So
stupid.
If we could just gain a plan together for one moment, I'm happy to go in, hands a-blazing, or whatever the phrase may be. But please, we need to regroup first.
We stick to the rooftops.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say we stick to the rooftops. That's where we make our attack. We stay away from blighters. Long-range combat. We need to focus on getting the fungi planted and getting Torin into that temple.
Can I roll to see what Snatch would call the sneakiest path in? Like, the way that people on leggies could probably get in without being spotted? Or where most of the choppers aren't.
Yeah. Okay. I would say, yeah, go ahead and do your instinct roll, and you're still invisible at this point, right?
I think in the panic he dropped it, and he's just been like, the whole time he's been in the car, it's just like, the mountain, the dew on plants in the morning, and he just going over a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so that's a 10, 2 5s.
Okay.
The book.
You definitely see that going over when you fly over towards the entryway, the two giant gates, you could see one of the blighters are underneath it, like trying to crawl out of it, but seeming to be their lower half stuck underneath this heavy door.
Well, they don't have any leggies.
You continue flying around trying to find the best route, and you see that where they are right now on this like left-hand side, there are a bunch of houses out here, but the blighters seem to be kind of crisscrossing through. It's hard to find a true safe way into this town because it is filled with blighters down here. But if you were to do it, through the front gate is absolutely going to lead you to something. Going over the fence, there is a possibility that you won't.
So he's just gonna, all right, everyone. Hi, how's it going? Okay, so here's the thing. We want to get inside, and you all have leggies and you can't fly. No judgment, you know.
I sounded like judgment, but all right, keep going.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
But if you go over the fence, there's fewer chompers that way, and if you go
through the way that you're trying to go, Roila, you will run into many chompers.
On the roofs or on the...
Well, to get
On
to
the
the
ground.
roof, it would be best if we go over the gate, and that way we get access to roofs with fewer chompers. But the way that we're going now, or the way that you want to go, you will have to fight a lot to get to the roof. And I don't want you to fight. I don't want anyone to fight. Please.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I have an idea, and it's stupid and bad, but Ilora would say it to everybody.
Love it. Please.
Well, not to everybody.
Right.
I think she would look at Roila and then look at Crew and be like, I have a lot of berries. And she's going to pull them out, and they're like bright red. She just crushed them up, and she goes, I could pretend to be very injured falling out of the sky if I'm carrying someone with fantastic long-range attack skills. Roila, Crucible, I might be able to get us close enough that you could at least aim at them. Especially if they know they've already hit me. They just think they're more effective than they are.
Speaking of which, Crucible, what did you roll?
It was a 10 with hope.
Okay.
Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, you look up and you're not able to see.
Yeah.
If we're trying to play pretend, I can look like someone else. And if we're trying to be sneaky, I can make it so that one of you are invisible.
If they think it's just me going up, injured, they'll take a few more shots at me, but I could get close enough, carrying someone invisible, that you could do something devastatingly efficient in this moment.
I just
How-
need one shot.
How
I can
far?
get you there.
Then let's
How
do it.
far are we right now from the people that shot at Ilora?
So right now you're on the base level.
Yeah.
The hill is probably about like 300 feet up.
Okay.
So it's pretty tall. It's pretty tall up there. So it's hard to like get a nice shot from where you are.
Understood.
No, it's probably more than that. That would probably be like 500 or 600 in my head.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me just check.
Hear me out for a moment. Yesterday, each of us were able to be airborne for a significant amount of time. Obviously, with some assistance from others. Why go on the rooftops? Why not just fly up there? Or are we sticking with long-range combat? The reason I am asking is I might be able to sneak in if there's enough of a distraction.
I
I'm a
can cause a
fantastic distraction.
I understand that, but I'm not very keen on you getting punched full of
Listen.
holes again.
I will be fine.
Don't worry. I'll be there. We can cause the distraction. You all plant the fungi, get inside the temple. All right? We've got this. Whoever wants to come on team diversion can come on team diversion. I have a spell that will keep us safe from close quarters in case blighters get on the roof, and we try to stick to range.
So, do one of you need to be invisible?
Yes, darling. It's not me. Sorry, I was just agreeing. So if someone else needs to be, like, I know we need the spell. I
Give it
wasn't
to
saying it should
Torin.
be.
Torin is the one who needs to get there.
Okay. There's
Unseen.
a caveat to it, however. We have to exchange secrets.
Oh, that's fun. No, I want to be invisible. Fine, I'll wait until a later time. It's not the right moment. I can tell you Torin's secrets. I've got loads.
No, not those, please.
I I'll tell you mine. Snatch is not my bird. I found him in a cage, and he was left alone, and I took him, and now he's mine.
Better for it, I'd say.
I mean, grab. Sorry.
Grab.
I'm very nervous.
I knew that's what you meant.
Your wing isn't fixed, and I said so many beautiful things.
You really did. It was like poetry ruffling through my feathers. Can I go now?
Let's go.
Yes. She's
coming.
gonna like smash berries all over her wings and on her face a bit as well, like down here. And she's gonna hook her arms under Roila's so that she can just kind of and get up there.
Okay. As you take off.
I'm swapping to my great staff, by the way.
Understood.
I was part of a group of bandits when I was much younger. That is actually where I met someone who was very important to me named Bannon.
Oh, did y'all have a fun name?
No, we weren't quite clever enough to come up with one.
I think as we're having this part of the conversation, your shadow washes over you, and then as it passes by, there's nothing left for anybody else to see.
Cool.
Thank you. GM.
Mm-hmm.
I have this wonderful fly spell.
Mm-hmm.
If I were invisible, just for instance, really.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically
Go ahead, Smash.
speaking.
I can tell you how invisibility works here. I have to place a number of tokens on this card equal to my spell casting trait. When the invisible creature takes an action, spend a token from this card. After the action that spends the last token is resolved, the effect ends. So you've got 3 actions.
That's such a cool word, invisibility.
Would it... that's fantastic. That's so fucking cool. Oh, I feel so good right now. Okay.
I feel so alive.
So if there's something that you like wanted to do preliminary wise, we could say that we held up.
Did it
held
before.
up. Yeah.
All right, so just to make sure I'm on the same page with everybody else, because I don't want to play the, I'm just going to go all the way over here while stuff happens here. Woo! So, is the idea that the fungi plant is planted first, and then we deal with temple? Above table question.
Well, we're dealing with the temple to distract them enough for you to get in there.
Got it.
So,
Yeah.
Then,
So temple first.
would it cost an action to fly up to where the temple is? Okay.
No.
I would specifically like to fly up to a point where the archers have not gathered, so that I may see if there is a possible entrance, maybe on the other side, or get a solid lay of the land.
Okay. All right. Ilora, you're flying up at this time as well?
correct, with Roila. I'm acting as if I'm like... It looks like she's having a hard time staying up, which is untrue, but
Okay.
she's acting that way to maybe get them, like, to egg them on into taking some cheap, easy shots at her.
Yeah. You are acting as if you are injured. Yeah, there's gonna be a couple shots towards you for sure. All the while, Torin, you're gonna be flying up. Okay. So, I will say that go ahead and do a presence roll for Ilora.
Okay. Can I use one of my experience for this?
Sure. What would it be?
False innocence?
Oh, absolutely. That works perfectly. I feel like that was meant for this.
Ooh, Ooh, yeehaw! Okay, so that's a +2, and my presence is a what now? A +2 too. Hell yeah. That is going to be a 19 with hope.
19 with hope. Okay. So then I will just spend 1 fear in order to do just 1 attack. Then I think that's what's going to happen.
Super fair.
That is going to be a 13 to hit.
I'm looking at my evasion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. That is 11 physical damage.
Okay. Cool.
So as that happens, you're flying up.
There. Oof.
Yeah, you're flying up, and then you're going to be Torin. As you're flying around the backside, you see that there's a single squadron of archers that is currently shooting at. You see Ilora flying up with Roila. There's another one that is currently standing off to the side as if they're waiting to almost like ambush, but they haven't done anything just yet. As you're flying up, I'll say you are hidden, so you're invisible. You don't really have to do, you're flying, so I'm not going to make you do any stealth checks because it's all just quiet. Where are you going? As you're, well, I guess here, we'll describe what you see. As you're flying up, you see these 2 squadrons on one edge of this hill. You also see that freight elevator that I was talking about earlier, and at the top of it, you see that same contraption, this weird wench pulley system, this weird cube in the center, and this weird, like ram, this sharp-edged ram on the front end of it. You see a few trees surrounding this larger temple, and as you get a little higher, you are able to see this large, basically overgrown vines and fallen tree branches and stuff just next to this long 20 by 80 foot glass ceiling that spans from like the front door of the temple all the way to about like 3/4 of the temple. It's a lot longer than it is wider. You see the doors are closed. You see these 2 towers just next to the front. And in these 2 towers, since you are flying invisibly, you are able to see 2 other people that have longbows and are held at the ready.
How far apart are these 2 towers?
2 towers would probably be around, I'd say like 30-ish, 40 feet away.
Okay. And follow-up question. These squadrons that are firing at Ilora and Roila, are there any, and maybe I'm trying to like manifest them into existence because it'd be super cool if they did, but no biggie if not. Are there any like barrels of like oil, for instance, if they wanted to light their arrows on fire and make that shit happen? Anything that could be considered flammable immediately next to one of these squadrons.
There's no barrels of oil.
I tried.
However, I will say go ahead and do an instinct roll. A quick instinct roll as you're scanning the battlefield.
Okay, so this is going to count as 1 token then, right?
I guess, yeah, because this is this is an action, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That is, you said instinct?
Mm-hmm.
That is a 13 with fear.
Okay. you're looking around. You see a barrel near them. It seems to be alcohol, though. You're not entirely sure if it's high alcohol content that's flammable or if it's just like a mead that isn't. You're not entirely sure.
Okay. And it's positioned near one of these squadrons?
Yeah, so they were all kind of collectively under the shade of this larger tree on the edge of the hill. Under that tree, you see there is one of the squadrons that's currently just staying there that seems to be waiting for like an ambush opportunity. And just next to them, you see a bunch of discarded flagons and this large barrel that they seem to be tapped into.
I have to try. I want to approach stealthily, still remain flying. I have this wonderful spell called Cinder Grasp.
Ooh.
A target instantly can burst into flames if I can succeed on a spellcast roll. So I would like to do a couple of things with this.
Okay.
It is within melee
Peja,
range.
What do you want to do?
I would like to light this barrel on fire with Cinder Grasp. However, I would like to manipulate magic by spending a stress to increase the range so I don't have to be right next to it and possibly reveal myself doing it.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. Jesus.
This is a busted ass combination of making a goddamn sorcerer invisible.
Thank you. Thank you for this gift you've given me.
I don't know. I'm fucking terrified, dog. This might be the worst time.
All right, so I am making the spellcast roll against a target within melee range, so I don't know if the barrel is going to have a particular evasion.
I mean, this is just a spellcast roll, I would say.
Okay. That is an 18 with hope.
Okay. All right. Okay. I have readied my whiteboard. Go ahead and what is the effect of this grasp? It lights this thing on fire. Does it do any damage? Oh, well, hello everybody.
Hi everybody. Holy shit. Hi, welcome. So a couple things happen. Upon getting hit with the spell, it takes 1d20 plus 3 magic damage, and it is temporarily lit on fire. And whenever they act, they must make an extra 2d6 magic damage if they are still on fire at the end of their action.
Okay. So then I will say this is going to... This will light the alcohol inside on fire, spreading it amongst this archer squad, and it will deal that 2d6 damage to all of them. So,
awesome.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. We're going to do Hiya. It's not the best, but it's something. It's going to be an even 6 points of magic fire damage to them.
Okay.
To all of them, though. That's amazing.
Enjoy. I did my best.
So, Ilora, as you're flying up, Roila, now you are visible. You're able to see what's happening. You see another archer squad that, as you're beginning to fly up, this explosion of fire as alcohol in this liquid just flies onto them. This burning liquid lands onto this archer grouping, and they all begin to look away as fire is just engulfing their clothes. They are currently distracted. That brings us over to Ilora and Roila. Also, Snatch and Crucible, are you guys just sticking back and waiting as this is happening?
I want to move to get. Oh gosh, look at Daniel's face. He's so excited. I think Crucible. It remembers yesterday when she asked Roila to please not split up, and now everybody has, in fact, split up. So this isn't great for Crucible's brain. But I think she's simply trying to move to get a better vantage point at the archers that were targeting Ilora.
Okay. That's kind of difficult. You do see there is a platform, an elevator that you could use to like bring. It's halfway between the top and the bottom, so you would have to like pull it down to go up it. So that's something that you could do. In the meantime, would you like to do something like that?
I want to know what Snatch is doing first, and maybe we can work together.
I think he's just following along, and I have something that. Nah, I'm not gonna pitch that. That'll be for later. He's just following. He's just following Crucible at this point, going. Cool. I have helped, and I am sticking with you. And I had my shadow helpers stick with you as well. I did exactly what you were asking. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Snatch. You don't have to do exactly what I ask you to do, though.
Well, I made you sad when I didn't, so...
That's true, but that's it. We'll find a happy medium. It's somewhere in there. We'll figure it out. Wait, but you can you pick me up? You can fly.
I can. I'm very weak, but I can try. I would like to try...
Do your wings still hurt?
Oh no, it's great. They stretched out. I think blinding people with the light from the sun on my wings helped them because it made me laugh, and it made you laugh, and when we laugh, my wings get stronger.
That's true. We could do more of that.
Okay. All right.
Oh, you're being serious. All right.
I'm gonna try to lift Crucible.
Okay.
We are about the same. Like, I'm not that. I'm only like 5'5". You're like 5 foot.
I have a -1 in strength.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's great.
This is going to be a hard difficulty. So we're going to put this at.
Does my Midnight Spirit help at all?
The Midnight Spirit doesn't allow flying.
This is true.
So
Okay.
I would say no, not in this case. So I will say go ahead and do a strength check.
All right.
We'll see where that goes.
That's an 8 with fear.
All right. I'm not. Listen. Okay, fine. Put me down. Fine.
No, I can do it. I almost got it this time.
No, it's fine. I can take care of myself. No, it's all right. It's all right, Snatch. You don't need to. You're gonna pop a wing. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't accidentally poop yourself.
Please don't.
Can I pitch? Now I know that teamwork moves cost 3 hope, and I have 3 hope. Can the teamwork move be an attempt to have the spirit help me in this? Like
Tag team move with yourself?
That is the
essentially, yes.
wildest use of 3 hope.
Like to give those shadow wings or something. I don't know, man.
I don't know. That definitely looks like the face of a GM who likes shenanigans.
Come on, Shadow Wings.
Kiddo.
Crucible, you
Wow,
have to
that
make a
sounds so cool. I have to make a roll? What am I doing?
because it's your shadow. This is going to be strength.
Okay, I'm pretty good.
All right, now remember I can't pick you up, but I hope that you've learned to talk to the moon like I told you to. So just ask the moon,
to all your lessons, Sasha.
ask the moon really nicely if you could fly a little bit.
Dear moon, all my friends keep leaving me. They don't want me to fly with them. That's the message I'm getting. Except from Snatch, you want me to fly with you. Please, dear Moon. Please.
Dear Moon.
That's
That
a
means not.
15 with hope.
15 with hope.
15.
I will
Why are
say,
you hesitating, Johnny?
because this was a hard roll, and 15 is only getting you to the medium threshold.
What? Is it a firm
I will
levitate?
say,
It's a
I will say that you are able to lift Crucible up, but then quickly realize that this is not a long-term solution, and then you are falling towards the rooftop of a nearby building.
We are going
Okay.
to have to practice this, but I
It's-
think there's potential
This is
here.
a good start, all right. For my first time, this is a good start.
Okay.
Is the roof vacant?
The roof is vacant. Yeah, there's nobody on this roof right now.
Do I have eyes on where the attacks came from?
They're still up there. Yeah.
So I can see them?
You're not able to see the archers themselves. They're a little bit further on the cliffside, so you're not able to see them from this angle. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that brings us back over to Ilora and Roila. Roila, you
Go
have
on,
this
brother.
shit-eating grin. What are you gonna do?
I only got one question. How many bodies can I see in one place?
I would say you're able to see about 6 on one side and another. You're able to see another 5 over here. One of them is currently on the ground, burning from
Gotcha.
the
And the group of
alcohol.
6, they haven't been harmed yet.
Correct.
Perfect.
Why did
As-
DMS play?
As Roila lands down on the rooftop, he's going to first spend a stress to using his foot. He leaves a trail of magic that carves a rune into the rooftop, as he is going to activate Rune Circle. So any creature that, all adversaries within melee range who enter into the circle take 2d12 plus 4 magic damage and are knocked back to very close range. Okay. So that's just active on the roof, just to kick things off.
On the cliffside.
Of where we landed. I thought we landed on like a roof.
So where you are, there's a cliffside just next to you. This is where the archers are standing, and then you have like all of the lower city below. They're standing on the cliffside, and then there's like the temple in the background. So
Yeah.
they're on the side of this cliffway. Like right
I
here.
will I will fly us up to where if you're gonna put this spell down, if they do get
Yeah.
knocked back, it'll be off the fucking cliff.
Well, no, I was doing that in case blighters got up to where we were.
I don't think they're gonna get up here.
Oh, okay.
There is a pathway that leads up to here, but as you're looking at the base of it, it seems like there have been some things that have been placed on the base of this pathway to keep
gotcha.
blighters from getting up.
Then belay that. I won't do that.
Understood.
Then. Again, my shadowy figure instead appears. Flame appears in both of their hands. A ball of fire begins to appear and grow, and then it shrinks, and then it gets hotter until it turns white. It turns blue, then white, and then the shadows creep in from underneath my sleeves, and then begin to turn the flames black. And I will cast Parallella to at the same time cast Fireball. So as 2 fireballs shoot out at the group.
Amazing. Okay, so these 2 fireballs go barreling towards these 2. Go ahead and do your do I do anything in this?
So with this version of Fireball, first things first, I have to make a spell cast roll within very far range. If it hits somebody, then somebody nearby also takes that same roll as well. That has the same evasion, if you will. Let's see here. That is.
Spell boys?
Boys. 17. I believe that is 17
Okay.
with hope.
With hope. Okay. These two explosions right next to these two groupings. How much damage does this do?
I'm so glad you asked, because here's the funny thing about this, right? Parallella twins a spell that hits a target. Here's the thing, that's just the first part of this version of Fireball, because now, not only does it make contact with those two individual targets, it's then going to create two separate explosions that's going to require a DC 13 reaction roll from everyone within that range. And any target that fails takes 2d20 plus 5 magic damage. However, I don't know if you would rule this, but would that be 4d20 plus 5 magic damage because it's two separate fireballs going off at Parallella?
I need to read this card. My goodness.
Holy shit.
Spell boys?
Spell boys for sure.
Please, it's spell boy. I'm
what
just here for flavor.
What is the book of what?
That is a fireball on the book of Norai. Norai.
Okay. Book of Norai. Fireball, make that on a 6 heard of fireball on target all creatures. Targets who fail. Okay, so on a success, you hurl this towards them and then it explodes. And so you are shooting 1-2
Because I doubled it and gave it to the next person.
by Parallella?
With
Or how did you
Parallella.
double it?
Yeah,
Okay,
so that's what I used.
So you're doing
Parallella, you spend
two
hope.
fireballs.
Mm-hmm.
So explosion 1, explosion 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's it, right?
Yeah, that's it. It'd be too
Amazing. Okay, cool. So then, yes. Are you against a target within range? Explodes on impact. All creatures within very close range of them. In my eyes, they
So
were
that'd be one
within
that, you know.
close distance.
Yeah.
They were in close distance. So I would say that you're able to one grouping, other grouping, attack both
Split
of
it.
them. That
Okay,
cool?
gotcha. Yeah, that
Cool.
works for me.
Okay, so then I will do the reaction roll for each of them. That is a fail. That is also a fail. So both of them take the full damage.
Beautiful, darling.
That's my
beautiful.
brother.
So first group takes 25 points of magic damage. The other group takes 19 points of magic damage.
Great. So you see that one that Torin had hit with a bunch of fire. All of them are just immediately erupting in this giant fireball. All of them fall to the ground, completely charred. The other, you have hit most of those people down. They are almost all dead. So as you're lifting up, you shoot out these two fireballs. It explodes, killing most of them. What's next?
Is there, so what do you mean most of them? How many are left, Johnny?
There are, I would say, probably around like 2 left.
Okay. I have dropped my brother safely on the ground. I will take the last 2. I'll just clean up. I'll attempt to clean up. I might die. So I'm gonna
Get your lick back.
I'm gonna land, and I think I kind of like wince against that flame and hearing those screams and smelling charred human skin. And I think that kind of flips a bit of a switch in Ilora as she walks to the 2 left. And I would like to use one of my experience here as well, as I would like to do some shenanigans.
Of course.
I pull out my whip, and I am going to whip it around them. This is not to injure them. This is to put them together. And again, her eyes are still glowing that bright white. Her massive wings are out, and she is towering over these two people and goes, "You shot me. You have no idea who I am. That light in your eyes, that's mine now. And I would like to, if you don't mind, I am going to bolt beacon their heads off." Okay, great.
Sure.
I will make a...
Thank you for the creepiest clip of the night. Thank you.
Yeehaw, that's double sevens.
Yo, these twins are wilding.
Children of the light.
Go ahead and just narrate what happens, please.
Sure. Because of the way the spell is said, I'm going to spend a hope and all that stuff. I'll do my mechanical stuff after. But it says that the target becomes temporarily vulnerable and glows brightly. So I do think that it is those sunlight beams that just kind of one eye for each of them, and their heads begin to glow as if sunspots are showing up under their skin, red patches that are glowing brightly. You see their eyes and ears begin to bleed, and then they burst, Your Honor.
Mano.
Amazing.
They're so yucky.
Sorry.
They're so good.
Yeah.
But so yucky.
Bringing the whip around, you collect them together, and they are trying to break free. And immediately when they hear you say that, they just... their heads explode.
I think it takes a moment for her eyes to go back to normal.
There's...
it's bad.
Roila, when you see her turn around, there is blood on her face.
Well done.
It's not the first time we've...
Well done, brother. And she's gonna slowly, because they're probably the only thing holding them up is her whip that has wrapped them up and keeping them together. So she starts slowly anti-ring around the rosying them to unwrap her whip, and she'll kind of take it and get the blood off, and then they collapse, fall apart. To the temple, then.
To the temple.
She's gonna lift him up again, and they take off.
Did we see any of that?
I hope not. I hope nobody saw that.
Go ahead and do an instinct roll, just to see if you could have spotted it. The difficulty is pretty high for this, though.
I mean, I got a
17.
22 with hope.
17 with hope.
Crucible, you are able to see as these two are leaning towards the edge, and then
Okay.
Black flame engulfing the area as well.
Okay.
Does the 17 catch it? Or...
17 does not.
Gotcha.
At least Snatch's innocence is okay.
I think maybe instinctually, because I feel almost maybe Snatch is lost in thought for a second, and Crucible sees before Snatch, and then I get your attention before you can look.
Oh, look, it's a lot. What did you say?
Okay. Where should we go next?
We were supposed to do something, I think, but I don't remember.
The fungal network.
Torin,
Fungal network.
as you look back around, you see those people that were in the towers are no longer there. And so, in this position, I think we are going to end tonight's session.
Counter spell. Now let's keep going.
I spend all of my
I
resources.
agree with the counter spell. I back that up. Yeah.
I know you're not reacting, Johnny, but I did just punch you a bunch. Like, I just punched the shit out of you, Johnny.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Don't worry, I have more.
Jojo.
I was over here like, look, I can light this little barrel, and then you two
And
showed
then
up like,
Yeah.
I haven't done anything yet. I'm just on a roof.
You know, I don't want to brag, but I did win a race this episode. So
You did win a race.
You did.
I didn't want to do that to y'all. But
Give it
I
up for the number one racist. That was a joke. Sorry, everybody.
Oh, I didn't want to dab to that. I'm not a racist. I love everybody.
as you can see, we are super professional. Everybody who has raided. Oh my god, more raids.
Another
Hi,
one, I
everybody.
know.
No.
Perfect time.
Well, let's go around the table and tell everybody who we are. I am going to be right back. Just go do something.
Yes.
But Daniel.
Oh, golly gee willikers, gang. This
Tell
was
him who
one
you
heck
are.
of an episode. If this is your first time seeing what we're doing over here at twitch.tv/TalkingXP and twitch.tv/Crit Hit Chronicles, then you need to be coming back every single Tuesday, because this is where we are playing our zombie apocalypse Daggerheart campaign. And we're so grateful for you all being here. Make sure you catch up on all the previous episodes over on the respective YouTube channels of the Twitch channels that were just listed, okay?
Let 'em
Because
know.
people need to see this show. We read comments online and in
Teach
the
these devils.
and I got to say, the streets are talking about the quality of this TV show, and they're saying we're a little upper echelon, but I'll just leave it at that. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen and non-binary individuals of the audience, I thank you so much for your time. My name is Daniel K. Hargrove, also known as Daniel the DM, across all corners of the internet, where you can find me playing games and being silly with my friends. And tomorrow you can catch me over on Forgotten Adventures Twitch channel, where we'll be doing a talk back for our whole entire season 2 of Fears and Fortunes. But with that being said, Noir, take it away.
All right, it's hard act to follow. We gonna try. Hi, I'm Noir. You can follow me all over the internet as the Noir Enigma. That's I almost said Twitter. Nope, I'm not there. Threads, TikTok, Blue Sky, other places. You know where to look. Every Monday you can find me over on Alt Haven for The Last Excelsior. It is our Star Trek 2nd Edition game. I play a captain, and I'm black as on Tuesdays you can find me right here. I play a fairy, and I'm black as and then on Thursdays you can find me over on right here again, Crit Hit Chronicles, where I play Tales of the Valiant. I play a mechanist, and I'm black as fuck. And then every Saturday morning you can find me over on Sam DeLev's channel, DeLevely, on Twitch. It's called Bear Saturday because we play Baldur's Gate, and the whole time I'm black as fuck. I got a new show coming up. It's in pre-pro right now. It's called And Another Thing. It is where I take 4 of my very good friends and I give them 30 minutes to rant about any topic that they want, and then you choose who's right as hell, and then they get more time at the end of the show to rant some more. So be on the lookout on all my socials. I've heard about some of the things people want to rant about. Birds, AEW. One person has a rant on Friends versus Living Single. I can't wait for that, so be on the lookout. But that's me. I'm gonna pass it right along to Kelly Crucible.
Not me.
Let him know. Not me.
Let 'em know.
I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Juice.
No, the juice is loose.
He said it with such despair. Like the juice has already claimed 3 innocent lives.
How did it escape?
The juice is on the highway in the Bronco.
Breaking news tonight at 10:30. 3 people have died from the juice.
The juice.
Hi. My name is Kelly. I go by the Kellhop across the internet wherever you can find me. I'm here on Tuesdays. I'm in Air 313, which is not audio drama. I'm in 1.7 miles to Lake Wanatel. I'm just happy. I'm just in things. You can find me in places. I'm just happy to be here with my friends who are just wonderful to play with. And Tuesday's the best. Vanessa.
Ooh, Crit Award nominated
Truly.
actress.
Stop it! We don't have to do that. Meadow, you go.
Crit Award nominated actress. Howdy, howdy.
It sure ain't. Howdy, I'm Meadow. I have been Meadow and will hopefully continue to be Meadow in the future. This was so much fun. I love this game. I love these people. You can find me here every single Tuesday until Johnny kicks me out. On Wednesdays, you'll find me over at Forgotten Adventures for Fears and Fortunes. We have our in-between season break right now, but we'll be back, and it's always Wednesdays. Thursdays, you can find me at my own channel running an all-black table of witches, as we are in a cyberpunk future attempting to steal powerful magical items and avoid consequences. And you can find me on a bunch of other stuff if you just want to hang out and be my friend. Follow me around and I'll follow you back. I love making friends. And I pass it to Cujo.
Hello, I'm Cujo.
Hey.
You can find.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Get it together.
I am together. All right, I'm done. I'm done only because Kelly is threatening me with the punch. Hi, everybody. I'm Cujo. You can find me as other Cujo Plays Games for personal stuff. If you like pro wrestling stuff, get ready because the next 3 months is going to be filled with it because I'm retiring this year. Or you can follow Crit Hit Chronicles for official show updates, announcements, highlights, that sort of thing. Tuesdays, congratulations, you found us. It's Bitten, our Daggerheart Chronicle, which has been so fucking good. It's been so much fun. I want to play this game forever.
Me too.
I love this group. I love this table so much. Wednesdays, you can typically find me over at Nerd Immersion playing some 2024 D&D, where you can find Gable, the Gentleman Rogue, who's totally alive. Thursdays, what?
That's a weird thing to say.
I know, it's weird. Thursdays, you can find us again here for Tales of the Valiant, sponsored by Kobold Press, where shit is getting wild. We'll leave the surprises. We'll leave the surprises. And then Fridays, you can find us for Shadows over Baldur's Gate, our spiritual sequel to Baldur's Gate 3. We're in a little bit of downtime. The party's getting a bastion, and they're going to figure out how to make all that shit work. Real quick, before I do toss it to Johnny, I have to give love to Catchy Cantrips, Darling Creepshow, Guild Superior, High Shelf Collective. Who else? All of the new followers. Thank you
Dummies
guys so much.
and Dice Rolls.
How did I just
DKM CRPGs. Oh, Hello Mare. So many.
Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much for trusting us with your communities. We like TTRPGs, so thank you guys for supporting the channel. And I'm gonna
that
pass
ad was for you, right, Noir?
Yeah, that was just
that was for that. Okay, good.
I'm gonna pass it to our incredibly talented game master, Johnny.
Johnny.
Hi, everybody.
Johnny.
I'm Johnny. I'm talking XP everywhere. You might have found my Twitch page, or you might have found Crit Hit Chronicles. We do this every Tuesday. Yeah. I not really doing too much outside of this for now, because I kind of just want to focus on making sure that this is a good ass story.
Yeah,
but then the cast just fucking takes care of it anyways. I mean, geez. If you want to learn how to do Daggerheart, my YouTube page has a playlist where you can learn how to play the game and how to make
and
characters
subscribe
soon.
Leave a comment
or else.
Please. If you are interested in running, I am going to be making a how to GM Daggerheart video, but I just wanted to make sure that I had the full grasp on how to prep and run and do the things before I ended up making it. Everybody's zooming in.
I'm not doing it.
Why
just
not?
move up.
Here,
I can just move
what
up.
else? What else
Stop
could I say? Nope, that's not the one. That's not the one. I don't want a virtual background.
We don't want a romantic sunset.
I want that.
Chest.
Can we say one more thing? Can we
Find me?
Every time I see Johnny
Found.
do any zoom effect, I think of the picture that I took of us at the Space Needle.
Can you believe that we lit people on fire this episode?
I know, it's crazy.
You did. I saw it.
Multiple times, actually.
Wait.
I saw it,
Wait.
actually.
What? Okay,
I
sorry.
saw
I had
my
to do that
friend Ilora
once.
make people's heads explode. I saw.
Jesus.
These are my party members, and they're going to tell you about their trauma. You better listen.
You better be nice.
Johnny's face.
You better be nice.
We are professional storytellers, just despite what you might see.
Can I say something while everybody's zooming in on their nose, on their nostrils? Can I say something?
Yes.
Yeah. Cook.
The comments y'all have been leaving.
Dude.
Mm-hmm.
Did you, like
Every
there's one I
comment.
saw. There's one I saw from the other day that was just like, it just makes me want to cry a little bit.
Yeah. Thank you
Everybody's
guys so
been
much
so
for the
sweet.
support.
So,
You were
to
so
everybody
smart.
watching this, after and during, the comments in chat, the comments in our YouTube page, my fucking goodness, any social media posts that you make, tag us because we love seeing that shit. Honestly, it makes our day.
It's amazing.
So, if you're enjoying this, just let us know by like, hey, this is pretty good. And that still makes our day.
I like this.
You guys are giving me the
I know.
validation my father never did.
Wow, what a nice show you got going here. What a nice zombie
Good on you, champ.
apocalypse.
All right.
Johnny! No! Johnny, that was too
We're going to go ahead and get a raid set up for
I
Sir
tried to say
Pfeffers.
something nice. We can't have anything nice.
Yeah, let's do it.
We can't have
Oh
anything.
my god.
I've been drinking wine.
But real quick, to everybody who's tuned in, whether it's live, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's somebody far in the future, and you went, I want to go back and watch this show. Thank you so much. You are very
Seriously.
loved. You're very appreciated. Please be nice to each other. Please be
Please.
nice to each other. And we're going to
It's
see you
rough
guys
out
next
there.
time. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.